Hello guys, and welcome to another one of my informative videos. I do want to make these a regular thing. I know you guys are loving them. I was thinking like topics Tuesdays. No. Yeah, nah. And the commitment towards that gives me a lot of anxiety, so it's not, yeah. Look, I'm just gonna try to film them as much as possible. Today's video is a topic that you guys have wanted me to speak about for a while now, and it's reverse dieting. So I'm gonna talk about when to apply that, how to apply that, and actually the side effects of applying that. Before we get started, I wanted to give a huge shout out to Squarespace for sponsoring today's video. I will actually talk about them later on within the video, but if you want to find out more, all the information is in the description below. Reverse dieting is a method used to increase your metabolic rate and reduce body fat. So when do we apply reverse dieting? So reverse dieting is good to apply if you've had a long dieting history. So you've been dieting and yo-yoing for a while. If you have a long dieting history, your metabolic rate is going to be lower purely because you've been eating less, you're moving less, etc. So in order to build that back up again whilst minimizing fat gain, reverse dieting is a way of doing so. Another reason why you're reverse dieting is you've just got out of a mini cut and you're wanting to go back to maintenance calories whilst reducing fat. How do we apply reverse dieting? So from my studies, there's actually two ways of applying reverse dieting. I personally did reverse dieting a few months ago after my mini cut, and then I wanted to go back to my maintenance, and then my goal now is to actually put on muscle, so I'm then again building upon from my maintenance. So the method that I used was I slowly increased my calorie intake roughly around 100 calories a week back to my maintenance. And method number two is basically just bumping your calories back straight up to your maintenance. But an important factor to take into consideration when doing this is that your maintenance calories after you have done a cut is going to be lower than prior you doing your cut. So where a lot of people go wrong is when they use method 2, they're actually bumping their calories all the way back up to their pre-maintenance, but that's not their maintenance anymore. So it's important to find out what your maintenance is, because when you do a cut and you are eating lower calories, your body does adapt to that. I speak about it in a video up here or up here, either one. And when you're eating less, we're naturally doing less. Our NEAT goes down, we're blinking less, we're talking less. We're just doing less every single day, so our BMR goes down. So this method still does work when you bump it straight up, but you just need to take into consideration that your maintenance calories is going to be lower. By bumping it straight up to your maintenance calories, that is a really good approach if you are feeling crap after your diet, purely because when you diet and when you're in a calorie deficit, your hormones go out of whack and you feel a lot of side effects. So your sleep, your daily tolerances with humans, like everything, your stress levels, hormones, everything goes out of whack. So when you do bump it back up, it gets you out of that calorie restriction and it puts everything back into place. Personally for me, I wasn't feeling that bad within my cut because it was only a mini cut. I didn't need to cut my calories too low. So I just slowly started to bump them up, and I had a good process of doing that. So that was my method, and that is a method, and then there's another method. So I'm just telling you guys the two methods from my research. So like I said, reverse dieting isn't only a method to use to reduce body fat after a calorie deficit, it's also used if you do have a history with dieting. Because especially if you are in a rut with losing weight whilst in your diet, that is purely because your body has adapted to the amount of calories that you are on. So with reverse dieting, you're not looking at a short-term spectrum. It's more going to help you in the long run. So it's going to make your fat loss easier in the long run because you have more to work with because your body is going to burn more. So reverse dieting isn't going to help you lose body fat whilst you're reverse dieting. What it is going to do is make your dieting easier and also fat loss to occur in the long run. Because like I said, when you're in a deficit or you've been dieting for a long period of time, your body is adapting to that. And if you have stopped making progress within your cut, then this is why a reverse diet is good and comes into play. So now I also want to talk about some side effects that I experienced whilst reverse dieting. I'm not saying everyone will go through this, I'm just adding this in within the video if anyone is going through this or they will go through it within their reverse diet. So personally within my cut, It was only a slight deficit, but it was for a period of time because I just took like a more slower approach. But because my body was in a deficit for a period of time, that is still going to affect with your hormones, it's still going to affect with your stress levels, etc. So when I did reverse diet, I did actually feel shitter. I know, weird, right? I'm eating more calories, you think you'd feel better. My energy dropped and my hunger levels went through the roof. So when I was dieting, it's quite easy for me because my hunger was just very normal. And I found that my hunger cues actually adapted to what I was eating and how much I was eating. It's not until I started to reverse diet that my hunger cures went through the roof and more than what they usually would. And that is actually because of two hormones within your body. So ghrelin and leptin. I'm hoping I pronounced ghrelin right.
Ghrelin. Ghrelin.
Ghrelin, don't know. So
Ghrelin.
That's actually called the hunger hormone. So this is the hormone that tells you when your body is hungry. So through reverse dieting, because you're eating more, it's basically like a coping mechanism for your body to like give me more food, like I'm trying to heal, I'm trying to replenish the damage that you've done. So that actually shot through the roof for me personally, and also with my leptin, that decreased. So leptin is the hunger that tells your body when it's full. So through reverse dieting, it was like I was hungry all the time and no food was making me full. And that is completely normal within a reverse diet. So if you are experiencing this, or you are going to experience this, just realize that that is completely normal. But you do want to keep on track with this controlled way of reverse dieting, because if you just basically eat anything and everything after a calorie deficit, you will put on more fat gain than what you first anticipated and want. So if you go into your reverse diet and you accept if this happens, it is a lot easier. For me, I was unaware of it and I didn't accept it. I was like, oh my God, something's wrong with my body. But I did some research and found out that it is completely normal. So I'm also going to tell you some tips that I applied that really helped me through this process. One, it was eating enough protein. Protein is the most satiating macro and it did help me keep a little bit full for like an hour or so. Yeah. Number two is keeping my meal timing the same. If you do swap out your meal times, that is going to boost hunger that little bit more. So I kept my meal timing the same. Obviously, just added a little bit more each and every single day to my meals. Plan in advance what you're going to eat. So if you have your set plan of the food that you're going to eat that day or that week, you're not gonna rely and allow hunger to adjust that for you. So I found that I was having still big meals and I was still really hungry afterwards. Look, I would give myself an hour or so, have some water, and then it would pass. So I realized it wasn't my body actually being hungry, it was just these hormones going out of whack. So when I started to actually plan what I was having that day, and I would eat when I'm hungry and just know that this is my intake for that day, so don't overdo it. It is important to understand that if you just come out of calorie deficit, your body does want food. But if you want this process to work, you need to be patient and understand that it will get food. It is a process. So don't overdo it. Your body will want to overeat. Your body will want to just basically go crazy. And it is okay to feel that way. Just be a little bit more controlled and relaxed about it. And also, like I said, if you are hungry straight after a meal, give your body time. Wait it out and just allow your body to do its thing. Anyway, I hope you guys did like this short and quick video. Look, I say it's short, then I'll probably be editing for 2 hours. Who knows? Before we go, I did want to let you guys know that I have recently updated my website, so I've done that myself. I am basically now a website designer. Honestly, it's all thanks to Squarespace. They are the #1 website builder. Their designing templates, everything is just so easy to use. I also told you guys in one of my last videos that I was in the middle of designing one of my mate's websites, and his website is now live and it looks smick. It literally only took me a day to design, and that is just purely because it is so easy to create everything, to put everything where you want it to go. So like I said, you can choose templates and then you just customize it to how you want your website to look. I have literally converted so many of my friends who have websites with other website platforms, and I show them how easy Squarespace is and they convert. So if you're wanting to build a website, do it the right and smart way first. So I do have my code, and that'll give you a 10% off your first Squarespace all domain purchase, and I will also leave that in the description below. Anyway, thank you so much Squarespace for sponsoring this video. If you did like this video, guys, make sure you do give it a thumbs up so I know and I can continue making them. If you aren't already, make sure you are following me on my socials. I will see you in my next video. Bye.